Amazon is seeing a surge in online orders, and to keep up with demand, the company says it's looking to fill 100,000 full and part-time positions, and it's inviting people who are temporarily out of work to consider applying. Amazon says it will raise pay by $2 per hour for employees dealing with the increased demand. And right now, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin is on Capitol Hill trying to convince Republican senators to combine two stimulus packages to fight the effects of the coronavirus outbreak. One measure was already approved by the House, but a second measure is an economic stimulus plan that could be worth about $850 billion. And a key part of this new plan would be putting cash into the hands of Americans in coming weeks.
You can think of this as something like business interruption payments for the American workers. We're looking at sending checks to Americans immediately. Americans need cash now, and the president wants to get cash now. And I mean now, in the next 2 weeks.
How much?
I will be previewing that with the Republicans. There's some numbers out there. They may be a little bit bigger than what's in the press.
Go ahead.
Andrew Yang joins me now. He's a former Democratic presidential candidate and entrepreneur. And obviously, Andrew, putting cash, money into the hands of Americans was a central focus of your entire campaign. So clearly, you are happy to see this as a proposal. How would you see this working in this particular situation?
Well, I'm thrilled that we're doing the right thing. It's vital to help tens of millions of American families keep their heads above water during this time. We all know that financial insecurity has been pervasive in this country even before this crisis, and so most families are not equipped to hole up for weeks or even months on end. So getting cash into Americans' families' hands is 100% the right move. I'm thrilled that they're doing the right thing.
So you heard Secretary Mnuchin there asked how much. He wouldn't commit to a number. $1,000 has been floated. He said it may be more than is in the press. How much do you think it needs to be here?
I think it needs to be a minimum of $1,000 per month of this holding up that we're all experiencing. And the CDC already issued guidance saying avoid gatherings of 50 plus for 8 weeks. So that's 2 months. And the American people need to know that it's not just a one-time thing, because imagine we get money into our hands and it keeps us afloat for a particular period of time, but then the weeks stretch on. So we need to have this security, knowing that for every month of this crisis that we're going to be getting an additional amount of, in my mind, it should be $1,000 per adult, $500 per child.
One of your other big concerns, and look, I think we can all see this looking around our communities, is small businesses. I mean, they just don't have the margins to just be out of business for 2 months and still have all this overhead. What do you want to see done here?
Yeah, that's exactly the right problem. I mean, we have massive problems up and down the scale, but it's pretty easy to find airlines and big companies, and it's not that hard to find us, individuals. It's going to be very difficult to identify all the small businesses that are essentially getting crushed right now, don't have access to credit usually, even under the best of circumstances. I was talking to a business owner yesterday who said that they just make payroll in normal times, and that this setback is going to mean that they're digging out forever. They might not ever reopen their doors again. And that's going to be playing out in small businesses around the country. They're the hardest to identify. We have to be very, very aggressive in trying to put resources into their hands. But this is not going to be business as usual after the crisis for many small businesses. Many of them may never come back unless we do very, very dramatic things to help them get back on their feet when the time comes.
Yeah, it's very easy to see how some of them might have to close their doors, and that's it. I wonder, Andrew, if the White House has touched base with you about any of your opinions or about their plans.
Their team has been in touch with my team. We're in contact. We're doing anything we can to help. Obviously, this is a crisis, and we all need to pull together to try and keep the country strong and whole.
What do they want to know? Can you just, why have they been in touch with your team? I'm just curious what the exchange of information is.
Well, the exchange has been, our team reached out and said, hey, we'd love to be able to help. And they said, well, we'd love any resources you have in terms of studies as to what cash in people's hands can do. And I will say that the studies are uniformly positive in that it makes us not just able to pay our bills, but it makes us stronger, healthier, mentally healthier, improves our public trust and our trust in each other. That's exactly what we need in this time.
I wonder, obviously, like you said, individuals need help. You're very much in favor of the cash in hand, small businesses. Then there's big businesses as well, airlines, for instance. Which industries are priorities to you?
To me, right now, the American people is the priority. We just need to get money into families' hands so that people don't feel like they're going to literally be running out of a way to feed themselves in a matter of days. I'm not as concerned about the biggest companies because the airlines and the hotel chains and the cruise ships, there's a massive setback to be sure, but it's pretty easy to find those companies and to shore them up. I'm very confident that those industries will come back when the economy revives. To me, it's the American people first and foremost, and then as we get through this time and we start to see a light at the end of the tunnel, it's trying to help small businesses get back on their feet.
Andrew Yang, thank you so much for talking to us as you, like so many Americans, are hunkering down at home. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Stay safe out there.